Hey, welcome to Windham Weekly. This is Mark Doyle, co-host along with Ken Folan. And Ken is carried away with business today, so he will not be with us. It'll just be me trying to carry the whole load. And I won't have Ken to shoulder it with me. But I do have two special guests who I know will be able to certainly help us. Deb Fiske, who is our new, or actually relatively new, recreation director, who as a professional radio person, I'm sure will help me get through this interview process. And then we have the assistant rec director, Teresa Serenis.
Saren.
See, I'm in trouble already.
We're here
Unbelievable. As we get started, I do want to mention that we have two special events coming up this week here in Windham. There's the Repair Cafe, which is free for people to come down and bring household items to get repaired. That'll be 10 to 2 Saturday. And then we also have the Windham Theatre Guild will have their tag sale from 9 to 1 on Saturday at the Windham Theatre Guild building. And without further ado, we're going to introduce Debbie. I had the pleasure and the fortunes to be part of the interview process that brought Debbie to our facility, our town. And so far, I can certainly attest that she's doing an excellent job. From my background as the old wide director here, I see a lot of good, positive things coming out of our department. So, Deb, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
All right. About me?
You, yes.
Oh, goodness.
You're on the air.
All right. Well, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having us. And anytime we get to talk about Windham Recreation, we want everyone to know we're really excited about what we have been doing and what we have ahead. So before we get to all that fun stuff, a little about me is that way back when I came to the great state of Connecticut through basketball with Gino Ariema. So I had a fun time at University of Connecticut and enjoyed going to the Final Four, which then kind of got me in loving the state of Connecticut and decided to make it my home. And from there, have been involved with athletics, college athletics scene for a good 25 years in various roles with recreation and athletics. Then get into higher education, went from there to high school education, and then, a nice change of things has been going into town recreation. So it's kind of come a full circle for me in that you get the best of both worlds in that you still get to be involved with friendly, competitions and being creative and getting more than just one-dimensional with athletics. You get to get into the recreation side of things, and that can cover, the parks and recreation. It covers arts and crafts. It covers sports. It's a lot of everything, and so it's been really fun to get creative and bring a lot of fun opportunities to the community of Windham.
Right. You want to introduce your assistant then?
All right, I will. And very thankful when I first came to Windham. It was
a bare house. We had one person, and that was you.
Exactly. So it was like, okay, we need to get a staff. And one of the first two members of our staff was our aquatics director, Leandra Mandus. And then what very important role for me has been a wonderful help to me is my assistant, Teresa Saren. So Teresa comes with a wide range. I don't want to do all the talking, Teresa. So, give a little bit. She's been involved in Special Olympics, and she's done a lot of programming at different levels too. But Teresa, thank goodness you're here. So it's always good to have a really strong right-hand person, and I'm fortunate to have Teresa on my team.
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
So, Teresa, what's your background? Did you?
So I went to University of St. Joseph's. I played basketball. That's where I met Debbie. She actually kind of took me underneath her wing. I tore my ACL my sophomore year, and she got me involved with student athletic advisory committee, and we did a lot of, helping out the community, and that's kind of where I fell in love with sports and recreation. I then moved to New Hampshire, worked for Special Olympics, which was a great experience, and then I came back to Connecticut, saw this job opening, and from there I was back with Debbie, and it's been great.
Excellent. So as I said, there's a lot of excellent new stuff coming out of the department. We have a lot of programs that were dormant for a while. I see you're bringing back the men's basketball league, and are you also doing the youth basketball programming? And
yeah, so currently we're right in the youth rec league at this time. So I think they're in about week 4. I think this will be week 5 coming up this Saturday. So from grades 3 through 8, girls and boys basketball, and they play among other towns, surrounding areas. So that's been going on, and we love those coaches out there volunteering their time to, give back to the community, do a lot of skill work with the kids. And the biggest thing we're forcing is, yes, it's competition, but where it's as sports will do, it teaches so many other aspects of that, and sportsmanship is a big part of that, including how to work with your teammates and compete with keeping everything respectful. So they've been underway, and then our K through second grade, so they have a biddy ball, and that's been underway for a couple weeks. This will all go through February, and that's just, you're trying to get that interest and that spark for kids at the early age. You learn about the sport, but you get them interested and say, hey, I think I want to do more of this. So the hope is we produce some really, good basketball players that just, whether it's want to just play the game or you want to go and play at the high school level, that good introduction to being part of team sports.
So basically, as a youth activity, we're not trying out. These kids are all signing up, and then you're just assigning them to various teams and giving them the skills, right?
Correct. Yes. So this is, hey, that we want anybody that's interested. This isn't, do I have to go through tryouts? No, it's like we'll find a space, we'll find a spot for you, and it is by age division, so
right.
You can feel that. A lot of times the beauty, sometimes say it's the third and fourth grade division. As a third grader, you're more of like, oh boy, so to speak, the low man on the totem pole, but the beauty of that is you're learning the skills, you're learning this, about the sport and, different aspects of the game. And then as a fourth grader, you kind of get to be the top dog, so to speak. So we're hoping that they're leaders to those young kids that come up. And that works for everything, for the 5th, 6th grade age division, and then 7th, 8th.
Okay. So how many teams do we have?
Oh my goodness. I think altogether I'm not sure if that's right. Is it 20?
20? Wow. Okay.
I think 20. So I think that's all. It's boys and girls. And, and I love our 7th and 8th grade division, which for girls, my understanding is, so last year the league that we were in didn't have enough teams for 7th, 8th grade girls, and so bummer that they didn't have a division for Windham to go to. So we're happy to say that even though it's not the league that everyone else is in, we found a home in another league. So 7th, 8th girls have 2 teams that are being able to participate this year. So excited about that.
Excellent. So it's a traveling program. They don't just play here. They have outside. Okay.
Correct. So so there are, and then Windham has quite a few teams in each division. So there are times that they will go against each other. So hopefully it's camaraderie in the sense of that competition. But it is I think Chaplin, Columbia, Marlborough, Lebanon. Who else is in there? Andover. So it's a lot of the surrounding towns.
All right. So fortunately, when you came in, you came into a relatively new community center. You want to just tell the audience, I don't know how many people have not been there yet. They should all go and take a look at it. But what sort of facilities do we have at our community center?
Well, you know what? They should come and see it, definitely. We welcome you to come take a look. There is a beautiful entrance area, and where you'll be greeted by our wonderful staff, not just us, the full-time staff, but we have front desk workers that, they're ready to help and assist you with any questions you have. Beautiful pool, 4-lane pool. So, many activities, and we're excited that Leandra, our aquatic director, is constantly, looking to create there. So in that pool, she's swim lessons for the youth. There's also individual private lessons. We've had adults looking to take some of those individual lessons. So I like that it's not just, you have to be, a little kid to be able to take those lessons. Is open to that. She's introducing some aqua jogging. There is water aerobics it's been a very big hit. We have a really good turnout for the water aerobics. There's lap swimmers, always open swim. So you know what? You say you're not about working out in the pool. You just want to come have fun. That's what you can do too. You can have that. And she's constantly bringing new programs to the pool.
She has a pool Scrabble.
Yeah, so that's been fun.
Really?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good one. And we actually had a couple
and
winners.
aqua joggers.
Yeah,
It's new programs.
It's always being creative and looking with that one. It's close by there's the pool. We have a fitness room, and so in that fitness room, you'll have your regular cardio, which is treadmill, cross trainer, recumbent bikes. Equipment that is, whether it's Nautilus machine equipment, there's also some dumbbells in there and some free weights, as well as if you move up to our mezzanine level, that's where we'll have more free weights and a bench and a squat rack, more cardio equipment, and a wrestling mat spray, which a lot of people like to do some stretching there and other activities
workouts.
too. That's right. And so I will say in that area too, we also do Drums Alive. Now, it's a fun class. If you ever heard of that, did you hear of Drums Alive?
I've heard of it. Yes, I
Yeah.
never
participated.
No.
All right. Well, that's something too. And it's they get the stability balls, the big fat exercise balls there, and they put them up, and they have drumsticks, and the music's cranking, and it's just a fun way. You get grooving, and you're doing exercises without even realizing it. So that's a fun thing that happens up in our mezzanine.
Is that a sign-up class? Is that a drop-in class? Or?
That is, you can as a drop-in class. So, and it's actually, if you're a member, it's free. Okay. So you get to come on in, and it's Wednesdays, 9:30 to 10:30.
Yep.
Does that sound right? And they're getting pretty. They crank up there. It's fun. I keep on saying I'm going to get to one of those, and I haven't managed yet. But that's our mezzanine level. Then we do have the gymnasium, and if people think basketball gymnasium, but not the case. That's only basketball. So a lot of pickleball happens in there, and I will say that is a big hit. So there's hours during the week that are morning hours. They love it to the point where there gets to be, it's 4 courts, so they're playing a lot of, it's doubles, and there's waiting as they rotate, like winners stay, and
it's like pickup basketball.
It's exactly that.
The winners stay on the court, and the losers get to come in. Okay,
there you go. So it's playing that style. So it's been so successful, and knowing that, and a lot of some people, you work, you can't get to that. So we have had brought in some evening pickleball hours during the week. So again, and you can check all this out on our website. Because I want to say, until I give you everything, you're going to forget the hours. So
why don't you give us the website? What's the website?
What's our website, Therese?
www.windhamct.gov.
That's right. Click on recreation.
Okay, so that's the town website, and then you get to recreation from
Correct.
there. Okay,
exactly. Hit recreation, and then it'll bring you to a lot. It'll be programs, or you go to special events, aquatic section. So you'll kind of be able to go through there. And usually we'll have anything that's up and coming. We'll have some flyers up there that just give you an initial, like a flash of what's coming up.
And just to let the public know, I forgot to mention at the top of the hour, we will be accepting phone calls. If anyone has a specific question for our honored guests, it's 456-1400. We'll take phone calls live if you have any questions that I haven't asked or you want to hear answers for. So tell me about family events. Do we have family swims, family gyms? We have family nights?
So I'm going to say a couple special events coming up. So one, yes, where there's open gym time. So you may want to come and shoot with, friends, your son, daughter. There's open swim times. So those are, specific times that we want, encourage families to come. It's nothing special events that we're specifically hitting to. But outside of any, the community center at things, we have a couple things coming up, which I'm kind of excited about. So I will say one, we have January 31st is a Zumba Glow Night.
Whoa.
And so the intent is if you've ever done Zumba, you love Zumba, that's great. We're going to add a little twist to it. So we're going to bring in the black lights. So wear your neon and colors, whatever. We'll have
glow sticks, some other neon decorations.
And just make it a little bit different to have that. And it's, again, open. This is an event that is actually...
This sounds good for you, Matt.
It does.
What he has on right now.
I can accentuate those colors.
Definitely glow.
I think we want that for Zumba. We might have to borrow that. So the Zumba Glow. So that's it. And it's, again, people think, it's just, if it's for women. No. This is for everybody. The young, the in between, and everything else for coming for that. So we'll have some special events like that. We are having. I guess this is for February, because we've been in the middle of planning it, so it's fresh on my mind, the week of Valentine's. In case anybody, I know it's early, but start thinking ahead. Don't get caught last minute that you didn't do something for your sweetheart. We have Cupid's Creations. So this is on Monday, February 11th. I have the date right there. 10th. Oh my goodness, February 10th. And it's going to be Valentine's themed arts and crafts. And then besides doing that, they also have an opportunity to who doesn't love cupcakes? So they're going to be decorating their own cupcakes and a lot of cookies, different things.
Will this include pasta for our bracelets?
Oh, well, we didn't go the pasta route. We're just going for the sweet tooth route.
Okay.
But that's the intent. Like, whatever age it is and you want to do that, you come on in and we'll be having some fun that evening. Then the next evening, we're kind of trying to hit the adult side of things, 18 and above, Madcapped Mysteries. So you figure you don't have a date sign, whether you want to do it for you and your friend or you and that special someone. It's Valentine's week. Come in, and then the idea is that it's interactive, and you get to take time to solve the or you're going to try to, you might be a suspect, and you're trying to interactive to see who done it. So we're going to give it a try. Have not
Good.
done that one.
So you're not just sports and physical. You're also going to get involved in other activities as well. That's excellent.
Exactly. And then, of course, that week, there's the Cupid, the
romantic Willimantic week, yeah.
Willimantic.
Yeah.
So I want to throw out a punch there. We are accepting nominations now for the romantic Willimantic, which meaning someone who you really feel has given to the community and goes above and beyond, and just makes your heart beat a little faster with smiles and thinking they're well deserved. So we're looking for nominations. Drop those off at the Recreation Center.
So you're involved in that as well, because that's
Yes.
normally has been a committee of the selectmen, but I guess.
Well, let me say that we take the nominations,
Okay.
and then we do not select. So I will say we are not biased in any way.
So you're just doing the work. Okay.
Correct. There you go. We're doing that. So we're going to collect, and then we are going to hand them over to the town council, who then will be doing the selection voting, however that works there. But then the day of, if you want to know, they have a ceremony at the Windham Community Room
Right.
on the senior center side, who will then be the crowning of Cupid on February 14th. So, and I do know that there's cupcakes served there too. So,
Yes.
you have that sweet tooth. Come and celebrate with us. Good. So, should I keep going?
Keep going.
I'll come up for a breath of air
Tell
there.
us about the recreation newsletter and how people can receive that.
Oh, wonderful. So we've been a monthly newsletter, goes out in the beginning of each month, and it's like a recap of things that we have done in, like, just say January, what we did in December with our Winter Wonderland and time to see Santa and deck the stockings and different things that we have done there. So it's a recap. You see a lot of pictures. There's some contest winners that we'll put in there and see, who won what. But then the biggest thing is going forward with, here's what we have, look ahead for January, even February. We put in there some things because you need to sign up or register early for that. So it's a lot of, we'll have a member spotlight. Sometimes we'll have a staff spotlight, but a little thing to let you know what's going on in the recreation world. And also, Therese, I'm going to give her props for this. She'll put in a recipe of the month that, you might want to try that could be seasonal or something along there. Sometimes we'll give some New Year's. We had to do New Year, New Me, health fit tips that, to try to help you keep your resolutions. But the biggest purpose of the newsletter is to give you, hey, here's what's coming, keep you up with something new coming up with our program. So if you're a member, you're receiving it anyway because you're in our database and you receive it. We do have it on our website. And if you just pop into the facility, you can always just pick up a hard copy there, and that'll help answer some questions you may have. But if you would like to be on the regular mailing, please let us know, and you give us your email, and then we'll be happy to include you on any of those mailings that we do.
So can they do that through the website?
Actually, I think you have to email us directly, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet, but, that may be something to
your
do.
address is on the website? How are we going to get your address?
It is on the website,
Okay,
1 Gilson Square.
Excellent.
It is, but emails are on there too, so where to contact us. So or if you know what, you say, I just want to call, and then give you that way. If you just say, hey, can you just, put me on there, you can call us and give us this email, or whoever answers the phone,
Whoever's the phone.
please deliver that.
And in case you're looking for a new program, I can let you know that, again, back to my days as a Y director, and I actually started this at a previous YMCA's, a very successful program for parents, not necessarily for the staff. We used to do a New Year's Eve overnight, so that you could
Did you really?
drop your child off. It's 6 or 7 at New Year's Eve. The parents could go out and have their adventure, and they would pick the kid up at 7 or 8 the next morning.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
That's very cool. You were very brave to take on that. I'm thinking, oh my goodness!
It was also a way of promoting the summer camp programming and the other programming. But yeah, it's not always easy on the staff, but
I was just, oh my goodness! I would have to have a nap for days after that.
yeah, well, we slept all the kids in the gym, and then we made sure that the last activity was always a free swim. That way, the chlorine gets in the eyes, and they get tired, and they.
You know what? Food for thought. I'm
Yeah,
impressed with that. Wow. All right, we're gonna have to go tap you in, tap him for more of those
Information.
creative ideas.
Creative
I like
thoughts.
it. That's very good.
We had some because then you got to figure out how to feed them. But that wasn't a real problem either. But in any case,
Yeah, very cool.
those are just some of the old times.
Yeah.
I do have to ask one. I'm sorry. Let me ask you one. I've had people ask me this question, and I said I would bring it up. I don't agree with the concept, but I've had people ask me, why do we need two directors for the senior center? That is, the senior center director and the recreation center director. There's some thought on people's part that we could do that with one person because it's just one building. But I'm sure you don't agree with that, or maybe you do. But let's elaborate on the fact that you do a lot more than what's in that building.
Yes, I'm going to twofold. It is amazing what the senior center provides to the community, first and foremost. And it's a very different and unique services that they provide. And so it's not just, a place you can come and get coffee and, do a couple of things. Like, there's a lot of services that come out of the human services side. So that alone, I always feel as a director, you're like, oh my gosh, there needs to be 5 of me. Well, I would say that senior center side needs to be 5, and that's why there's so many people in there doing a really good job for the community. So I can't even speak to all the knowledge, and it's not just, anybody could do it. It's a
Right.
thing that you really do need. And so I will say that then bringing it to the recreation side, the same thing. I always say not enough hours in the day to do everything that you want to accomplish or what you're trying to do, and very different direction as well. And so when you put about, it's not just what happens in that building, and a goal that has been mine is to go out into the community. And so it's been fun. One of the things, besides I'll let Teresa eventually talk about the summer camp that we have at Louder Park, but it's been fun getting people to experience Louder Park when we had a Halloween, a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Scavenger hunt for Halloween, which was a lot of fun and creativity. So it's just, again, another way to have people get out there, whether it's fresh air.
And there's actually been improvements at Lauder Park, as I recall.
Well, I would say I would definitely, as
Bathrooms. They're redoing the bathrooms.
And did they do pavilions as well? So you have.
There is one out by towards the back end where Grow Windham, and there's they did put a beautiful pavilion in there along there. But I think they're going to continue to. I think, and as we've been doing more events at Louder, not just as a summer camp or a place for a swimming hole, discussion on how can we enhance more parts of it and things we want to do. So it's a beautiful place, and at many of our parks out there. So yes, I know it has the positions or purposes when it's like, we play softball there or different things, but we're looking to expand out there. And again, recreation, getting out onto our walking trails that we have right in our backyard to do some of those activities.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, the railroad walking trails that we have.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And so it's one of those things too. I think right now, not out there, but in the late spring, early, say summer, early fall, Mark, our program coordinator, he was trying to initiate a biking club. So that was the intent. We have bicycles. We were able to get some donations to contribute. So if you don't have a bicycle, we'll provide one for you. And then the intent is like, hey, let's go on and use those trails to go out there and get a little exercise.
There was I don't know if there still is. There was a very active biking group that connected with the biking stores here in town. And I know the fire chief, Mark Scribner, was involved with that group. That there you may find a whole
so that could be
people that have been sort of left on their own now that the bike store has closed. But there was a very active biking group and off trail and using as you say, using the railroad trails.
Right. Somebody say like, we're here. There's a lot of concrete around us. Well, yes, but not too far. Right there is you get to have a little bit of taste of nature, and a lot of times you don't have to be the intense biker. You can just be like, I want to get out there and have a place, really a safe. You don't have to worry about cars or lights or anything that's going to tip you over there. That's a great place to explore. So it's just another thing we would, whether you're doing it on your own or come for our things that we're doing.
I think we want to definitely evolve and use the natural resources that we have in this community and bring programming to them so that the community knows about them and that it just makes everybody in the community more closer and being able to do a lot of more activities.
That was another idea I have for more work for you guys. Have we thought about putting an outdoor track around the Shabu stage area?
I have not heard that. That's the first time.
I'm just thinking about it from my own background. But I know a lot of people like to run there, but it would be so convenient for them to run outdoors on an outdoor track that was measured so they knew what they were doing, but then be able to use the facilities to change and shower and whatnot. And it wouldn't be that expensive. I don't even think you had to do anything. Just map out an area. Just another thought.
Keep them coming, Mark. Keep them coming. We're writing them down.
Yep. As a volunteer, thoughts are free, so that's okay. And just before we go to break, I want to remind people we will take phone calls at 456-1400, and we're going to go to break right now. Welcome back to Windham Weekly. I'm Mark Doyle, one of the hosts. Ken Folan, my co-host, is absent today because of work-related responsibilities, but I'm here with several dynamic members of the Windham Recreation Department staff, Debbie, the rec director, and Therese, her assistant director. And so we're going to do more discussion about recreation activities in Windham, not just the community center, but throughout the whole community. But before we do that, let me remind folks that the Repair Cafe, where you can bring some small household items for repair for free, happens at 10 to 12 on this Saturday. And then the Windham Theatre Guild will be hosting their gigantic tag sale at the Theatre Guild building here on Main Street from 9 to 1 on this Saturday. And finally, we will be taking phone calls at 456-1400. Matt is standing by. He's got the phone in his ear. So if you need to call us 456-1400. Deb, what you got for us for coming up at a special event?
I do. So I'm excited about, we're going to be doing a celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day. So it's a national celebration, and it's, I think it's February 5th. It's a weekday is the actual official date of that. So our part of Windham Recreation is that we are going to be taking the celebration to a Sunday, which we're not open on Sundays. However, for celebrating National Girls and Women's Day, we're going to be opening the facility exclusively only for girls and women.
Yeah.
And the intent of that is to really have opportunity to empower women to feel confident and try to, introduce them to maybe some different activities that they may have done they love or maybe want to give a try. So we have a festivity open to members, non-members, everybody. So it's a free program, and the intent, come on in. There'll be open gym, there'll be open swim. We're having a Zumba class, water aerobics class, Drums Alive. Always good to have some tasty food, light food that will be energizing for you. So if you just want to keep going all day or all morning while we're there, you have a bagel or some fruit, some juice along those lines.
Do we have ages for this, or is it any?
It's exclusive to girls and women.
Right.
So in saying that, I would say if you're coming with your younger child, you want to, oh my goodness, Therese, I forget one of the things, if you do have, this is not exclusive to just the young girls out there. We can have basketball players at 90 if you want, but we are going to have a basketball hour where I am going to, with the help of Therese, we're going to be putting the girls through some drills, some friendly competitions, and just making have a lot of fun activities around the basketball area. So we'll be doing some of the things like that. But again, people think that, you have to be in elementary school or junior high school, but we're all right if a mom wants to come join the festivities and do some of those activities.
Will you be on the court showing off your hook shot for us, Deb?
Well, you know what? I'm better at the hook shot's not as good as it used to be, but I still have some dribbling.
Okay.
I still have some games. So I think I'll be all right.
You still have some game left.
I still have some game left. So I might have to do a little bit of challenging out there. But yes, so we're going to do some basketball, a little bit of everything to really come out, have a great morning of some fellowship with other women.
Just make me think. One of the last times I visited the center, you were having a adult women basketball group that was there.
Yes.
Are they still coming with you?
They are. So they
Every
come
Friday.
on. Right, Friday mornings.
Every Friday morning.
And they are impressive women. So I say, I think the oldest is right now. Is it 82? Is that the right?
I believe so.
And when I say that she's a dribbler, she's a shooter, she can rebound. The women they are going to correct me if they end up listening to this, because I know they have a couple national championships. There's age groups, and I don't know which. It's the 60 plus. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, women. I sorry if I don't get it right, but I'm giving you props because they're amazing. They come in there, they practice. They're going through drills. They do travel and go to competitions, and they want, and you don't have to. This is what has been fun about the group. They'll pass, different people as they're coming in, to use the facility, and like somebody will say, I've never played basketball. It doesn't matter. Come with us. So there has been people in their 40s, 50s that have been saying, hey, you know what? I want to get into the sport. Along with those who are like, I used to play in high school. I want to get back to playing a little bit. So these women, they're encouraging you to, anyone who's interested, come and join them, and you'll find the right niche for you to be a part of. So
this is basically a core group of hardcore players, but anyone can join in with them and they'll accept them.
Yes. Yeah, they're looking to increase sell the game, sell the camaraderie, and get you to play. And like they'll say, you might be at this level because you're just starting out here, but we'll find some ways to good competition, good camaraderie, and just an enjoy.
Have you gotten into the men's noontime basketball? It always used to be a major event.
Well, see, now you say that. So you know what? Here I have not witnessed noontime, and so my previous, back in the day, and I was much younger then, but we had we had lunchtime hoops, and so I did have fun playing them because I was a little bit, more freshly out of the college realm,
right.
And I like to D up you gentlemen who thought, oh, she's a girl, so I took a little bit of, all right, I'm gonna D him up a little bit because nobody does play D at lunchtime hoops, right?
No.
So
it's wide open.
So no, but you know what? We've seeing that's really a hit is the pickleball. But if I'm curious, we could get some.
Yeah, I guess times have changed. There was used to be fast times at the Y where we had the 3 days a week, the noontime ball, and we made sure to have doctors playing ball because when they hurt the other player, they could take them back to their office and stitch them up. And
they're very smart, very smart. I can see that as a big thing along these lines.
But I'm just wondering because it used to be, but the town's evolving. It may not be a factor anymore.
Yeah. Well, maybe is there out there? I just haven't heard that request, but that would be fun to see.
Now, let me talk about your collaboration with. Are you doing stuff with the school system? Are you coordinating with them as their half days or their vacation times to do camp activities or activities for the kids?
Well, what's the one thing good with the school system? We would love in the programs that we do have is to say, hey, can you get the word out there? And so I think they've been great in collaborating with us to get those out there. We've wanted to work with them to take the liberty, like, hey, you have some early dismissal days. Is it maybe we'll look, share the calendar with us. We'd look at where that would be. And our goal is then to say, hey, come, we're calling it recess, and but playground games or whatever it might be. And so we've had a few already. I had fun with the kickball day because they were short a player, so I had to join in.
You joined in.
And come on, who doesn't love kickball? So we had a good time. And I'm going to say my team won. I think the other team may say they did, but we had a good time. We had some good play there. But the intent is we get it. So now we're pretty much indoors just because the weather is kind of calling for us that way. But in the spring we did have, or the fall I say, we had some outdoor play. But coming up, there is Wednesday, January 22nd. It's an early dismissal, in case you didn't know that out there. And we're calling it Recess in the Pool. So it's literally just going to open swim. You do not have to be a member or anything. This is, come in, and we'd love you to join in. Just swim or have fun you want. But I think we're also going to have a couple activities. Teresa, you're looking at me.
Yes, we will have some water volleyball. And if you are interested in, I believe it's called logging.
I was going to ask about the log
rolling.
Log
yes,
rolling, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, we've had that out a few times, different ones, and kids are trying to balance yourself up like in a log and everything. So among other things, we always throw a couple twists in there just to see if you want to mix up the play. So that's on January 22nd. On the 23rd, then we're just calling it Playground Games. It'll be in the gym, and that's more if it may be it's dodgeball, or it may be what did Mark say? He was kind of going towards something. I forget what he said now. Was it not,
I don't remember. I don't
Brain
remember.
freeze on our end. Apologies. But it's going to be playground. It's going to be fun. And you know what? If you decide, you come in, or your son or daughter, and says, like, I want to play freeze tag, you know what? We can accommodate and do that too. So the intent is play. That's all it is. Just have some fun after school and kind of do that.
No, that's not me, Mark. That's a different Mark. You haven't.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Let's introduce that Mark.
We want Mark to come along and play too. No, Mark Billingsley.
Okay.
He is our program coordinator, and he's been does a lot of the pint-sized Picassos that we do. So he's a lot of times seasonal and's been throwing some of that, but he's been heavily involved right now in our recreation basketball league. So he's kind of the person behind the scenes that's trying to make sure the officials show up and do the scheduling and practices with coach. And I will say he's actually coaching a team. We were short on the 5th, 6th grade boys, so I said, Mark, why not jump out there and coach? So he's coaching with the team too, but he's been fun. And he's the one that does lead our recess sessions.
Excellent.
So he'll be playing with kids.
Well, I know getting coaches is getting tough these days for all the youth sports activities. So that's half the battle is getting the volunteers, the parent volunteers.
Right. I always say, I go, whether it's whether it's even, I say you're only as good as your volunteers. You're only as good as Teresa. Probably I talk about our summer camp. You're only as good as your counselors. Now they're not volunteers; they're actually paid. But it's the idea. It's that energy. You got to give that energy, and so
Right.
you're only as good as those who are around you. So that's why I made a good staff together. I surrounded myself with good people. So
Well, I'll see what I can do for the schools. In my other hat that I wear as a Board of Ed member, I'll make some inroads and see if we can get, especially with our before and after school coordinators, so let's get some more connections there, so the kids can get advantage of using you as well as coordinating with the schools.
That's
We'll get
wonderful.
that started.
Yeah,
We've talked about a lot of sports. We talked about some of the other camps. Is there any move or any thought about moving into what we used to call adult education? Oil painting class, bridge club classes. That may be more on the senior side, or maybe you guys can cooperate with that. I was curious if you're thinking of any non-physical. I mean, you've got more than enough on your plate. I'm not suggesting more work. I'm just asking.
No, we love ideas, and I do. One of the things that we've been putting out there. There's probably people that are very talented out there that we'd love to do a paint and sip night and doing things. And so a lot of times who's that person out there that would say, you know what, I'd love to offer, relaxation classes or do some of the things there. So we encourage you to come and talk to us because, opportunities, can we find a slot in there where we could offer that? And that may be something that we bring to our programming. It would be outside, it wouldn't just be our staff doing it, but it would be that we
Right.
come in there. And so looking for that, we're talking like spring, like, oh, can we get tennis instructor or so, that might be able to, people can sign up for sessions along there. It's part of our recreation program. So we encourage, anything along there, those ideas. So in saying about the painting, we want it to be complete. So we actually, Mark has had to lead some of our paint sections, and so I will say, he's got a talent. There's an art side to him. He actually played. He was a basketball guy too in his college days, and so he has a friend. He loves that, but one of his other things is passion for. So he's been leading.
He's artistic.
He's artistic.
He is
Oh,
artistic.
So he's been kind of taking on that. But even him, as we're evolving more programming, like there's only so much of each of us are him specific to go around. So we're looking for some of those ideas that you mentioned, instructors that may be willing to partner with us.
Excellent. I see we're shuffling some papers over there, Therese. Do we have anything else for us? Are we hiring?
I think
We are.
Do you want to talk about
That's
it?
all you, Debbie.
Okay. Well, you
Wow.
know what? Before I get to the word hiring, I really want to make sure
We may
talk
need a water
about-
break for Deb here.
Keeps pushing it. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, Therese, I really want to make sure we get to talk about our summer camp. And so Therese is the director of that. She puts that whole thing together. And I will say last year, so impressed with, newly hired with camp 6 weeks out and pulled together an amazing program for the summer camp and the kids, and lots of positive feedback. So I can only imagine now that, 1 year of this camp particularly under her belt, what she has in store. And I know you're in the beginning planning
Yes.
process of that.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that and what your thoughts.
Well, I know last year at camp, it was such a great experience. I had a great crew. With the kids were great. We went on a lot of field trips. We brought a lot of things to us too. Nature scavenger hunts. We had possums, snakes, turtles come, and kids learned about that. So it wasn't just fun. It was also educational for them too. This year,
Did someone bring these turtles and snakes, or they
Yes,
come on their own?
Last Green Valley.
Oh, okay.
under
Last
under
Green Valley.
control, not slithering around in the woods.
I did
Just
run
curious
away
if-
from the snake a little bit. I was like,
I just wonder if you
"Ah."
found them in the woods and nobody actually had people bring them
no.
out there. Okay.
No, but it was absolutely a great time, especially my first time. I couldn't have asked for a better first year.
And this is at Lauder Park?
Lauder Park. Outside, it was hot last year, but we all survived. Thank God for the river and swimming. This year, just trying to make it bigger and better. I already have some new field trips underway. I am going to a conference to see other performers to come. We did have a magic show last year, so I'm excited. Hopefully registration will be out probably mid-February, end of February. So stay tuned, look at our social media and our website.
So it's a co-ed camp for what ages?
Finishing kindergarten to 5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
It's fun, and I get, every once in a while she lets me come on down and participate in some of the fun. So it is great to see the smiles.
So
on
they
the
would
kids.
sign up at the center, but for the actual camp, the parents drop them off. There's no busing or...
Nope. Dropping them off at
Excellent.
Lauder Park and picking them up at Lauder Park.
Okay.
So we are hoping. We're also in the process of a new computer system. So hopefully, maybe you might be able to even do it online by the time camp registration
crossed.
opens. So still do it the old-fashioned way. Come on in. We'd love to see you and do it at the center. But we are hoping that we will have that online.
An online
opportunity.
registration. Wow.
Yeah. So that's our whole goal there. But you should take a look at it. So can I get to the We Are Hiring?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's okay.
Hey, you gave me the microphone, Mike, and so
You've got your union card. Go ahead.
Get
Take
excited.
it away.
If you know someone who's interested, we are hiring. We're always looking for lifeguards. And so that can be seasonal. It can be a year-round because we have our pool open year-round, but it becomes even more need of lifeguards when we get to the summer months because we also have the pool at the facility, but then it's the river that we staff lifeguarding there. So we've been having wonderful lifeguards, and we always are looking for more. Now you say, well, I'm not certified, because you do need to be certified
Yes,
to
you
be a
do.
lifeguard. And the beauty is that we will certify you. So if you're saying, you know what, sign me up, and if you pass your credentials and everything, we will hire you for Windham Recreation. Other things I'm mentioning with camp coming up, Therese will be looking for camp counselors. So we had a phenomenal cast last year. I was like,
group.
you do these interviews, you never know. You're like, they are amazing, and you're never not sure.
Right.
I'm so sure how it comes. Well, they nailed it. And so
They
some will be going on. They've graduated. They've moved on to, they're going on to the bigger world of jobs. But some will be returning, but we'll be looking for that. Swim instructors, keeping along those lines with our swim lessons that we do offer. So we'll be looking for swim instructors. And then front desk attendants. So that's what you'll be at our front desk of our facility there, welcoming and greeting. And so for that position, I always say we want courteous, happy, helpful people. Nobody grumpy, not allowed to apply. But if you feel you can be willing to help others, we want you to apply.
We haven't talked about the actual membership process. At one point, you've mentioned a couple of times, you don't have to be a member, or maybe you have to be a member. What is our membership structure for the community center?
Good question. Thank you for bringing that forward.
Thank you.
So membership is like if you live in Windham, the town of Windham, then it is a $10 membership fee for anybody 18 and over. So if you're signing up and you're out of town, you're not in Windham, then it would be $20, and that's for the month. So $10 not a resident, $20 non-resident, and it's a monthly membership. So that membership will let you come on in to facility to use the fitness room, the gymnasium, the pool, accordingly to different schedules and everything. So when we do have special events, sometimes it's open to everyone, and other times we're like, members are free, and it's a $5 charge for a non-member. But the intent is that, you say, I have a family of 4, so 2 adults in there. That would be each is $10, but the 18 and under are a part of your membership. They wouldn't have to pay additional.
Oh, kids eat free. That's
there.
good.
You go.
That's
exactly.
What else do you have for us? Anything?
What do we have over there, Therese?
I know we've got a
We
lot
have
going on.
swim lessons.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Registration's now open. So they start the week of January 27th. Is the first one. So now is the time for registration going on. So looking for swim lessons, I'd say check out the website because there's a lot of information on there, what might interest you. And again, they are individual is a possibility as well as group lessons. So swim lessons going on there. I see a heart flyer we have. So this is one because it's New Year's. You come in January, kick off the new year, new me. We did a commit to fit challenge. So the logo has, like muscles and a heart because, you want to be fit.
Absolutely.
And so that is more about just moving. So there's a point system. If you work out in the fitness room, it's 5 points. If you attend a class, like there's certain classes, we're going to give you 10 points for that. If you do our Zumba Glow, it's at the end of the month, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to get more points.
Yep.
You're going to get like a whopping 20 points for
There
it.
you go, Matt. 20 points.
So come on in there.
We'll give an extra point for the shirt.
The intent is we just want you to come in and use, and you're going to accumulate points. And so the idea is at the end of the month, whoever has the most, is going to be our grand Commit to Fit champion. And we'll have some runner-up prizes and things too. So we have some things going on. But the goal is just to kind of get your body moving.
We put a big chart on the wall in the lobby so people can see who's got how many points.
We do have it in the pool so far because the pool, we've been doing it there. But so right now people have been keeping their chart. So that was the thought of like, if they do it if they sign ahead. So we didn't make you register, so we're not going to do the chart that way.
Okay.
But at the end, we will give you lots of hoop and holler and recognition.
That was always a part of the.
Yeah.
We used to. I hate to go back to my old days, but we used to run a swim lap and a running program, and we had the charts in the lobby, so that people could see who else was competing with them,
Right, yes.
and everyone wanted to get their line farther across the side, so they would put in extra time.
Right.
It's that
like
group commitment.
You're right. And
Yeah.
sometimes, a good little friendly, I want to do better than Teresa's doing, helps me, whatever motivates you. You might need a little push to do it, So
Yeah.
that's one of our
And
things
again-
I was saying. It's not too late, okay? I know you made those New Year's resolutions, but hey, we're early January, so get to the gym.
Just do double time to catch up. It's only about a week or two into the season.
Right, exactly.
Got plenty of time.
Exactly. So get in there. Or recommit. You might have, you're good January 1, and then, as the weekend came for me and I fell off the wagon, so I'm back on. I'm exercising. I did my exercise this morning.
Excellent. Well, you're there. So what else we have? I had a question that I just.
Oh, go for that
I was
question.
going to go for the question.
Therese, take it away, She's like, don't look at me. Don't
So
look at
tell me about some of the specials that you get. You don't get stuck with, but you end up doing. Your involvement with the 4th of July parade. Your involvement with the Christmas parade. Now you're getting involved with the Cupid.
Right.
So what other special events are you guys tied in with the town?
What do you...
Trick or treat on Main Street.
Oh, trick or treat on Main Street.
That was fun this year.
He doesn't love the sweets and that sugar that I now I'm trying to work off in New Year's.
So you're coordinating that as well, huh?
We do, yes. And this was my first trick or treat on Main that I experienced here, and what fun!
It was a lot of fun.
It
It
was.
was fun decorating our little tent
We
with
could
the
do it.
lights and everything.
Yeah.
Are we doing an Easter egg roll as well?
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Yeah. So we didn't do the Easter eggs at the trick or treat because we were doing the scavenger hunt.
Yes.
But that is true. Hippity hoppity, Easter is around the corner. I don't want to skip winter or anything,
no.
but we will be having the Easter egg hunt. So and a lot of fun things with that. But that I love that kind of stuff. But I will say the trick or treat. All the costumes. I go, you people in the town of Windham, you are awesome. They go out and do it right.
All right. Well, we got about a minute left, and I just want to thank Debbie and Therese for coming and talking a little bit about the recreation department. And it's very important, folks. Get on the website or actually come down to the center and see what's there. You paid for the center. You have an energetic staff willing to work with you. So come on down and see what you can participate in. See what maybe you can help with. If there's any artists out there that maybe want to teach a class, come down and see Deb.
Oh, and they can follow us on social media too, our Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. So we have 1 minute left. Let me again reiterate that this is Windham Weekly. We'll come to you every Thursday at 4. Remind you again about the Repair Cafe from 10 to 2 on Saturday, and the Windham Theatre Guild Tag Sale from 9 to 1 on Saturday. And keep yourself involved.